Hey guys, it's Moon here from local SEO Phoenix, and today I have a treat for you. I'm doing an audit, and the more I went down the rabbit hole, there were a few cool things that I found out. But why don't I just dive right in and show you guys? So this site I honestly picked because I did a Google search on dentist near me, right? And yeah, this is on page two. And I found it randomly on page two, right? And then when I started looking at it, it became an easy candidate to show you guys a few things of how I audit GBPs and how I look at sites, right? Organic, local and organic. And this one is just perfect. And it's called Convoy Smiles. It's in Kearney Mesa. Even though I want to pronounce it Kearney Mesa, it's Kearney Mesa, I think. So let's just dive right in. Um, okay. So I just typed in Convoy Smiles. I kind of just wanted to take a look. And the first thing, like, this is really random that it's happening. This happened with another client of mine, right? I discovered this, uh, with another client, but here, let me just get into it. So we have this address right here, correct? Right? And so, assuming that they've built citations, they should have this address, and their website is Convoy Smiles, right? Now, before I get into that, I know for a fact that they're not ranking anywhere because I used Valentine.app, did a search, and they were not in the top at all. Okay, they just weren't. But I went ahead and did a local Falcon report just so you can see how terrible the rankings are in local SEO. Like it says three here, but I mean, I didn't find it in Valentine.app. I'm relatively close to the area, but I did type in their immediate area and they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There were 15 down, okay? But either way, like these, whatever. Like it's not, and you'll see why, okay? So that's one of the first things I do is like just check out like what's ranking in the top and then compare what we have to what the top three competitors have, right? But I want to go ahead and show you this a little bit out of order because I want to close out a few tabs. It's really getting on my nerves because my eyes are going everywhere. Um, so remember I brought up the address, right? Now, you may or may not know, depending on how experienced you are as a local SEO, but your citations should be very consistent when you build them. They should have the exact, like the address, the exact same way as it's listed on your GBP, the phone number, the website, everything, right? So I just, put in Convoy Smiles in parentheses there, and it brought up all the citations or sites that it's listed on. So I randomly started clicking, everything looked good. So here's one of them, Yahoo, from back in the day. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Cool. Let's just, I mean, the reviews are like awful. Okay, so that does stand out. And yeah, no. You gotta have good reviews, right? There's nothing that can make up for shitty reviews. But anyways, I was just looking for the consistency in the address 4620 Convoy Street. Um, Convoy Street, and then it does not have Suite F on it, which I am a stickler for the exact address. So I guess even this isn't technically super correct, but at least it's close enough. Cool. Um, this one has Suite F. Cool. All right. Nice. Uh, the address is correct. Does it list the website? I don't think this has. the website. Okay, yeah, because you want to make sure that like everything is listed well. And this is me just randomly looking, okay? Now here we have Yelp. Again, it has 2 reviews and they're both 1 star, right? So you want to make sure, like, if something this ugly is happening, that you investigate it, you respond to it, and you also get a few patients to leave you a few reviews. Let me rewind. You also want to make sure that you direct a few of your patients to leave you good reviews, right? On the site that has bad reviews, right? To negate that. So yeah, make sure that patients who have had a great experience, you direct them to something like this, right? Like where this is blatantly happening. Now, one thing I noticed is that their website is Convoy Smiles. Is what's listed over here. Oh, website. ConvoySmiles.com. Now, what's listed on Yelp is not bad. Let's open it up. It says we'll be automatically redirected there, but I'm going to go ahead and click. It's taking forever. And of course, that's the problem. That's not their URL anymore. And that wasn't. And there we go. Boo. Now this is MapQuest. The address is perfect. And look at that. It says SD.com and it shouldn't have an SD in it. And that's not going to work either. Boo. Now I didn't look at the phone number, but maybe, 1105 is what it ends with. 1105, this one's good. So that was just me sampling, right? Like keep it, like just getting a feel for things. And yeah, so now we see that perhaps these old citations need to be updated to their, current information. So now I'm going to exit those tabs. Okay. I'm going to also exit this one. All right, dentist near me. So when I clicked that for Kearney Mesa, these were the top 3 that popped up: San Diego, California Dental Group, Mesa Dental, Dentist Kearney Mesa. Okay. And there's a couple things that jump out at. Okay, first thing is that 2 out of the 3 search results are either partial match or exact match. Here we have Dentist Kearney Mesa. Okay. Here we have Mesa Dental, right? Partial match right there. And this isn't like an exact match or anything. The only partial here is like dental in it, right? Close to dentist. Another thing I noticed is that the reviews are all over the place. 225, 1,711. So this is probably being carried by the power of its exact match. Keyword or title, whatever I'm trying to say here, right? Because it only has 11 reviews. Let's do this. 68. You should be, if they were doing things right, there's no reason they shouldn't be up here, right? But those are just initial observations. Now, the second thing I want to do is compare their categories, right, to Convoy Smiles. And then I also have to check and look on the Convoy Smiles website, right, and see what services they offer. Actually, see, I'm gonna jump back and forth a little bit. Okay, we'll come back to this for sure. Actually, no, let me finish. Okay. So I have this plugin installed. It's gonna give me the categories for each one of them. Okay. Actually, I have 2 of them installed. And this one is Plepper right here. So the first one is just dentist. Okay, cool. Second one lists dentist, cosmetic dentist, dental implant provider, orthodontist. Much better than the first one. But hey, even the first one's ranking is interesting. This one's listing everything, right? And that's good. If it's relevant, list it. Dentist, cosmetic dentist, dental clinic, dental hygienist, dental implants provider, dental lab, emergency dental service, teeth whitening service. So there's nothing that irks me more than, let's say that you're a dentist, you provide emergency dental services, you provide cosmetic dentistry as well. Well, there's nothing that irks me more than when I go to their GBP and it just says dentist. You have all this real estate and you couldn't put cosmetic dentist on there, you couldn't put emergency dental service on there. Like, come on, put it on there. Why wouldn't you do that, right? So then I went under like more places, right? And it starts showing me all of them. Now, what I do want to look at is what Envoy Smiles. They only have dentist and cosmetic dentist. Okay, so now we see the work of both plugins, Pepper, and I think this is GMB everyone. Oh yeah, it says it right. And the reason for that is Pepper stopped working, then I installed this one, and now they're both working. So I mean, there we go. Anyways, so we have dentist and cosmetic dentist, which is okay. But if they offer emergency dentistry, if they offer orthodontics, if they offer pediatric or child dentistry, they should all be on here. There's just no reason to not add those as your categories. I don't get it, you guys. I don't get it. All right. So that should be on here. First, that's the first thing. Okay. Now, okay, so here I went into mobile view. Okay, it's a mobile simulator. My friend Kyle told me about it. Super cool. So I'm viewing all the listings in mobile view. Okay, and the reason here, I'll show you. So remember this one was the first one, right? I'm gonna get rid of a couple tabs. Okay, so let me click on this. Okay. So we're just going to take a look at a few things, but the main thing we're going to look at are the services listed. Okay, here we have a list, okay? And what I'll usually do is copy and paste it to the side, okay? Highlight it, copy, paste, right? They have services listed, but they really don't have any descriptions. And I mean, again, that's a freebie, right? Why not use descriptions? But okay, they have all these services, cool. Let's go back. Let's look at Mesa Dental, the second one. They only have cosmetic dentistry. Okay. That's a waste. But they're still ranking. And this is the third one. And I'm not seeing anything pop up here. So we're just gonna leave it the hell. Okay, let me see if I can find Convoy. Come on. There it is. Okay, services. Okay, they have a few listed. But is this everything they offer? I can tell you it's not, but we're going to compare it to the website and where are the descriptions. Again, just an opportunity that they can optimize their GBP, right? They can do so much here. So much here. Okay. So we went over this. I'm going to exit this. Okay, this is their website. All right, you guys, this is their website. When I click on it, it starts by showing me special offers, which, you know, I want to learn more about them first. Okay. So I don't know why the special offers are like the very first thing I see. And then like I know this because I think you know, I'm an SEO and I'm a little more savvy, but like it moves slow. The slider moves slow, right? You can't have it be too fast or too slow. I get that. But you only have a few seconds to make a good impression, right? And the specials kind of confused me for a second. But here we go. Top rated family dental care in Kearney Mesa. Okay. So he could have even, they could have even put family dentist or family dental care in their services or something like that, right? But this is where we should start. Let's look at the home page. Then this comes up second, which I would scoot it down, right? Like again, if I land on the home page, this shouldn't be the first thing I see. Doctor information should be there. Okay, it's part of the branding. It should be there. That's super cool. They, speak several different languages: Arabic, Spanish, Mandarin. Awesome. Then they start talking about services, and it seems to be going to a generic our services page. All of these. Okay. What our patients say, you should always have testimonials. Always. That's cool. Woo-wee! Okay. Now we have frequently asked questions, but there's literally no text on the home page, and now you have frequently asked questions. Okay, and it's hard to read that because for some reason it has my screen resolution out here, which makes me feel a little exposed for some odd reason, but it's taking up my entire screen. And like, it doesn't make this area very readable. But I would redo the living shit out of this homepage, okay? Because if their GPP is pointing to the web page, right? That part is fine. But then it should be also optimized for like dentist Carney Mesa. Okay. And keep the branded feel, right? Like you don't want it to be so optimized it reads like a freaking robot or something like that. So a good mix of optimized and branded would be great here. Okay. Now, oof, do we even want to look at schema on here? I don't know, but hold on. Let's continue with our services. So I can tell you right off the bat, this is terrible because I don't see like service pages, individualized service pages. For instance, like what do I mean by that? This is just one big service page and it has a paragraph or two on each service that they offer. And y'all, that is ass. That is ass. No, 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 no. Each one of their services, like oral exams or dental x-rays, should have its own page. So it should be convestsmiles.com/services/dental x-rays. And then it should have everything about x-rays or their service dental x-rays. Then there should be another page about dentures. Then another one on oral surgery, then another one on cosmetic dentistry, and there's so many things that fall under cosmetic dentistry, right? They even mention it here with these 3 ridiculous little lines or words, I should rather say. Fillings, veneers, teeth white, which, by the way, all should be under services under GBP. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, where the fuck are they? They're not even here. This is what I mean. Yeah, tooth colored fillings can be its own page. Pediatric dentistry should be its own page. Bridges should be on its own page. Root canal should be on its own page. Gum disease should be on its own page. Implants should be on its own page. Preventive dentistry, dental emergency should have their own separate fucking pages because what you're trying to do is keep everything like parallel to the GBP. Okay, for each service that you offer, you should have a page up here clearly optimized for it. That's sending clear signals to Google that those are the services you offer. And they should be right here with descriptions, you guys. I cannot tell you how many of these I audit a day. And people just skip over what I perceive to be the basics or the fundamentals, right? Like filling this out better. would result in better rankings, more phone calls, more leads, more patients, right? So, anyways, that's super, super, super obvious. Um, I mean, this is fine to have. It just shouldn't be like right here, right? Good Lord, validator desk. You also have to have the rate schema for the rate pages. Service pages ought to have like service schema on them. Organization. I'm trying to quickly just scan it. No, I don't see it unless my eyes are messing with me. It's been a long day. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. So it doesn't have schema, which I'm not sur I mean, it does have some schema, right? Um, but it doesn't have what is needed. You also have local business schema, which is needed. Um, yeah, it just seems like it's generic schema or hold on. It's probably like built in with Yoast, right? So it's just yeah, they're lacking. But why should Google reward this site organically or well with the GBP when I've pointed out so many flaws with it, right? It doesn't even talk about the services thoroughly when there are other websites, GBPs that do. Okay. Um, I didn't even look at the backlinks. There's just I did not look at the backlinks here. Sometimes it's not in the menu, but yeah, they don't have a blog set up, which you don't have to have a big blog, but I do think that it can help you with internal linking and to push your rankings up. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed it, if you hated it, let me know in the comments below. And that's it. See you next time.